Okay, so I recently went back and watched Coraline because I genuinely couldn't as a child, and I realized why it freaked me out so much. Like, just look at the first couple minutes. They're literally tearing something apart, but it looks so human-like that it just doesn't make me feel good. And that sets off the tone for the rest of the film. Just something that feels off. Like how the people walk around. It's not unnatural, but it isn't right. It just doesn't feel right. Like that uncanny valley feeling when you see a robot that looks so similar to a human. Then there's the proportions. Look at their necks compared to their heads. This isn't really that big of a deal, but it still kind of messed with me as a kid. And on the same subject as tone, it gives a very cold feeling. Everything around is quite bland. And that all changes when she gets to the other family. Everything seems warm and colourful in comparison to the other house. And then when she's with the other family, everything just feels weird. How overly nice they are, how they seem to know everything about them, and those button eyes, you know? It just feels like that they've got to be hiding something. I mean, she is hiding something, but when you're watching the film without seeing it before, it will definitely make you feel odd. And also how close they got to the camera had my timbers shivering. Then there's Mr. Bobinski. He just looks so fishy, is probably the right word. Like, just looking at him, I thought he would be greasy and cold in some sort of manner. Because he looks so different compared to everyone else in the right world, considering that, you know, his proportions are mad, you know, his belly's just out there, and everyone else seems relatively normal in comparison. So, seeing him now kind of freaked me out, I can't lie. Okay, just let me be clear. Not everything in this film scared me.
You can pack your things and leave. There's the door.
But at the 54-minute mark, everything starts to go up, shall we say. Mostly because she figures out how bad things really are, and it starts off with the other dad telling Coraline what happened to Wybie.
If you won't even talk to me, I'm gonna find the other Whitey. He'll help me.
No point. He pulled a long face, and Mother didn't like it.
And he shouldn't have done that. And the piano it kind of grabs him. And that sends Coraline running out the house to try and escape another way. But then she comes back because in that dimension you physically can't leave, which is even more horrifying to know that there is no escape. And when she goes back to her other mother to tell her that she doesn't want a needle in her face to get rid of her eyes and to be turned into one of those button people, she turns into her true self, and it does not look right at all. And this isn't even her final form. And after that, Coraline gets thrown into this magic room where all the souls of the lost children were. And they're asking her to free them. And if I was Coraline, there is not a chance, bro. They can sit there and chill. I am not saving them kids. So then later she runs out, somehow finds a way to get back into the other world. But then realizes that her parents are gone. So she has to go back. And as you can imagine, being a child and seeing that would be very scary. Being out on your own without having nothing really, no idea of what to do. And then she decides to play a game with the other mother to try and win everything back. Not the best decision, by the way. And I think one of the worst bits is when the other dad's being controlled by the piano thing or the bug. He's trying his hardest not to actually hurt her. He's apologizing.
Sorry. So sorry. Mother making me.
And then him making that sacrifice play almost brought a tear to my eye. Also, the way some of them die makes me feel like it's Resident Evil. Oh wow. So I wasted all them bullets. But at the end there's this big fight where the mother basically goes Super Saiyan, but for bugs. But Coraline saves them. The parents kind of gaslight her into saying it never happened or whatever.
Coraline, we're home.
Mom! Dad, I missed you so much!
Missed us?
Oh no, you broke my favorite snow globe.
I didn't break it. It must have broke when you escaped.
And cut your knee.
Coraline, I asked you to count all the windows, not put your knee through them.
Are you serious, my brother?
But everything's all better now, except for the ending bit, because the other mother's hand kind of gets out and tries to grab the key so she can come back out, but that gets stopped. And now they're all good. It cranes out to the front of the house, and it fades to black.